Karen Bass, the communist mayor of the dystopian city of Los Angeles, wants illegal aliens to vote. That's not surprising given her history. I mean, this is the woman who just last year arranged for illegal aliens in her sad excuse for her city to receive $200 gift cards for having to put up with ICE agents showing up to enforce U.S. law. Poor devils. Anyway, as a demo communist, Bass understands that illegal aliens are her most valuable constituents. They do the jobs American citizens don't want to do, like, for example, voting for Democrats. In Bass's city, you don't have to be a citizen to work as a police officer. So why should you have to be a citizen to vote? Now, this would be bad enough if Los Angeles was a nice city, but it isn't. Crime is rampant. Homelessness is out of control. Hordes of drug zombies wander the streets while clawing at their faces and screaming at the sky. Buildings sit vacant with boarded up windows. The streets have so many potholes they look like they've been carpet bombed. Prostitutes, some of them children, ply their trade in broad daylight with impunity, and criminal street gangs run everything. And there's no water in the fire hydrants. But amidst all this chaos, the mayor wants to push for illegal alien voting rights. That and free teeth for homeless meth addicts. In related news involving state-level politics, demo-communist gubernatorial hopeful Javier Becerra wants you to know that he's a better person than rival Steve Hilton. Apparently Hilton is a big meanie because he sees illegal aliens as illegal aliens. But Becerra is compassionate because he sees these people as hard workers. Again, with Democrats, it's all about the illegal aliens.
Look, they built the country.
Democrats have evidently become so unpopular with Americans that even rigging our elections isn't enough to consistently ensure electoral victory. They need people who came here illegally looking for a handout to vote. And if they want that, they know they'd better take care of these people. I gotta hand it to them, though. Their brainwashing campaign has been very effective. Now, how else would you explain how Democrats keep getting reelected? I mean, enjoying almost total control of the state of California, even as it crumbles and tax-paying citizens and businesses flee in droves. If Californians keep voting blue, ironically, they're gonna turn the state red. Maybe they need a lesbian police chief. Or not. I came across this headline a few months ago, and I've been hanging on to it. It's yet another illustration of how DEI causes people to DIE. Remember the movie Kindergarten Cop? Arnold Schwarzenegger's character is a cop who goes undercover as a kindergarten teacher after his female partner, who was supposed to have the assignment, falls ill. The concern they had was believability. I mean, who was going to believe that a man is a kindergarten teacher? It's unusual, to say the least. And it turns out, in real life, certain jobs are like that, and that they attract more women than men, or vice versa. And because of cultural differences, some groups are more likely than others to be interested in certain careers, while less interested in others. Piloting aircraft is no different. It's a job that requires you to be away from home a lot. Kind of tough if you decide to get pregnant and raise children. Frankly, even if you don't have kids, it may very well be the case that women generally are less interested in piloting than men are. Just like men generally aren't interested in teaching kindergarten. And forcing the issue with a job as critical as that of an airline pilot is bound to have deadly consequences, as standards of competence are ignored in order to artificially increase the percentage of females in the cockpit. But the fact is, the push to achieve a workforce that, quote, looks like America is all bullshit. It's as dishonest as it is dangerous. No one's complaining when they watch an NBA basketball game or an NFL football game that the ethnic breakdown of the team's athletes don't match American demographics. As long as it's white males that are, to use the left's term, underrepresented, no one dares to say a word, which proves that DEI, affirmative action, or whatever you want to call it, is a war on white males. And this next story is something else. A German school was forced to withdraw a sex ed lesson after 13 and 14-year-old kids were given a classroom assignment to design a brothel. And this was in a Catholic school. So a group of 8th graders were given a worksheet titled The New Brothel for All. They were asked to consider the key areas of a modern house of sexual pleasure, what sexual preferences had to be catered to, what the brothel should look like on the outside, how they should advertise, etc. They even had to be inclusive, considering who would work there. Ultimately, the school said it wouldn't offer the same lesson again, but said, quote, students are to discuss the diversity of lifestyles and sexuality in a different way in the future, end quote. They also apologized for causing unrest in the community, meaning nothing really. I mean, they already said they'll just do the same thing differently next time. And what can we expect from Germany, a country in which prostitution and brothels are perfectly legal? Still, if it's a Catholic school, one would think the Pope would have something to say about this. And this is a good reminder that the left doesn't just tolerate sexual deviancy, they celebrate it. And they don't just celebrate it, they force it on children. By talking about this to kids, they know they are greatly increasing the likelihood that these children will become customers of brothels at an early age. No wonder Germany's birth rate reached the lowest level on record in 2025. All right, moving on. Ilhan Omar took a cheap shot at President Trump for not going to his son Don Jr.'s wedding. Check it out.
Do you think he should stay or he should go to the wedding?
I mean, I would think any parent would want to be there for their child's important day, and getting married is a pretty important day.
Okay. Even if there's a lot of other stuff going on, like a war and things like that, I mean...
Well, he finds time to golf when there are important things that are happening, or walk around talking about the ballroom. So he certainly, if he really cared about his son and cared about being a family man, he would try to make time to go to his son's wedding.
Now, normally a parent would go to their kid's wedding, but given the circumstances, I get it that the president couldn't make it. And here's what he said.
Are you attending your son's wedding this weekend, by the way?
He'd like me to go, but it's going to be just a small little private affair, and I'm going to try and make it. I'm in the midst. I said, you know, this is not good timing for me. I have a thing called Iran and other things. That's one I can't win on. If I do attend, I get killed. If I don't attend, I get killed. By the fake news, of course, I'm talking about. No, but he's got a very person who I've known for a long time, and hopefully they're going to have a great marriage.
I think Omar's just not thinking this through. I mean, at her wedding, there was only one set of parents and one family because she married her brother. But all kidding aside, we should keep letting people like Sharia Sally and her peeps take over our country. I mean, it's working so well in the UK. I've said it before, all cultures are not created equal, and they certainly aren't all compatible with one another. When you invite a wholesale invasion of people who believe in honor killings, rape, and marriage to children, which is a form of rape, you're going to become the thing you are importing. So in this case, you have 7 animals charged with rape, child sexual abuse, and human trafficking for being part of a grooming gang. And these 7 allegedly entered the UK illegally, just like what we had here at scale under the Biden regime of mass murder and rape. And when you don't secure your borders, or when you allow people who don't share your values to legally enter your country, you're committing suicide as a nation. It may take a while to die, but die you will, unless you get help before it's too late. And the question for the UK, and for us here in the US for that matter, is just that. Is it too late?